Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Excellency Ambassador Rong, the distinguished guests from NDRC, our brothers from Chinese Embassy, and heroes of CPAC. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to address this ceremony which has been organized by Embassy of China to recognize the heroes of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project. Pakistan and China are very unique friends. In the history of mankind, the changes in the world affairs have also brought changes in relationships. World orders bring countries together, and as the world order changes, the countries' friendships also drift apart. Pakistan and China friendship has defied all rules of international affairs and diplomacy because many world orders have changed. We have seen the era of Cold War, we have seen the era of post-Cold War, we have seen post-9/11, and we have seen many changes in the world affairs. But there is no example that a partnership, friendship like which exists between Pakistan and China has endured test of all times. There are no two countries which have phrases like iron brother, all-weather friendship, friendship higher than Himalayas, deeper than sea, and sweeter than honey. All these phrases describe the depth and the strength of Pakistan-China friendship and brotherhood. We have a long history. Unfortunately, in this long history, one dimension of relationship was missing. Pakistan and China were historically very close in political relations, in security cooperation, and in other fields except for economic cooperation. And this relationship was so weak that in 2013, when Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif visited China after assuming office, and the MOU was signed between China and Pakistan to start work on CPAC project. CPAC was only in papers, just an MOU. But the two countries and their leadership were so serious that on 5th of July, this MOU was signed in Beijing, and in the last week of August, the next month, Vice Chairman of NDRC was in Islamabad to hold first JCC meeting. And when I was preparing my notes, welcome notes for the inaugural session of first JCC meeting, I did some research and I was myself ashamed that foreign direct investment from China to Pakistan was somewhere 13th or 15th. Very low, almost negligible. Whereas China was making billions of dollars of investments overseas. But no government in Pakistan ever realized the opportunity of translating this friendship into economic partnership. With CPAC, we started a new journey. And within 3 years, China became the #1 foreign direct investor in Pakistan. So that was the change that CPAC brought between Pakistan and China relationship. When we started CPAC, it was through the first JCC that we laid out the broad contours, and in subsequent JCCs, we were able to approve various projects. And very soon, CPAC turned into a portfolio of $46 billion worth of projects, which President Xi was supposed to inaugurate in September 2014. But unfortunately, due to political events in Pakistan and the sit-in at that time, that visit got postponed. But in April 2015, President Xi visited Pakistan, and on that historic occasion, MOUs for more than $40 billion worth of projects were signed. The next day, Wall Street Journal, which is the most authoritative economic financial newspaper of the world, put its headline that China invests billions of dollars in Pakistan. That one news changed the perception of Pakistan in international community. Unfortunately, before 2013, due to the security situation in this region, international community looked at Pakistan as a safe haven for terrorist networks. But after President Xi's visit and signing of MOUs under CPAC, the same international community started to look at Pakistan as a safe haven for billions of dollars of Chinese investment. And that opened the door for many more billions to flow into Pakistan as foreign investment and domestic investment. CPAC started in 2015. Within a short period of 3 years, we were able to actualize $29 billion worth of projects out of that $46 billion understanding. This is a record that has never happened in this country before. As a result of CPAC, Pakistan was able to address its most pressing challenge of that time, which is power shortage of 16 to 18 hours. We were able to install more than 5,000 megawatts of energy projects within 3 to 4 years. We supplemented these projects with RLNG projects also, and that is a record that in 4 years, 11,000 megawatt new capacity was installed in Pakistan compared to 18,000 megawatts installed during 67 years. So there was a new speed of development that Pakistan saw for the first time in partnership with China. Not only we developed energy projects, these projects were in all areas of energy generation. There were hydel projects, there were coal projects, there were wind projects, and there were wind and solar projects. So renewable energy, hydel energy, coal energy, it diversified Pakistan's energy portfolio. And the most important success of CPAC was Thar coal. Pakistan was blessed with a coal deposit which has energy equivalence of the oil that is with Saudi Arabia and Iran combined. Iranian and Saudi oil combined, that energy value is there in Thar, in Pakistani coal. But for 70 years, we could not use it as a productive asset because Pakistan neither had technology nor we had access to financing because it required very heavy investment. CPAC provided that investment, and CPAC provided that transfer of technology through which we were able to dig mine in Thar and we were able to install power generation plants, and today Thar is the cheapest source of power for Pakistan and has billions of dollars of investment in power plants due to that initial investment that started with CPEC. Not only energy, but also in infrastructure. At that time, we identified that in order to take Pakistan forward, we have to overcome the gaps in Pakistan's economic infrastructure. Energy was one, and the physical infrastructure was the second gap. So we also started road, rail, highway, motorway projects. Haveliyan Thakot motorway was built, Multan Sakhar motorway was built, Gwadar port was built, East Bay Expressway in Gwadar was built to provide connectivity within Pakistan and also provide connectivity from Pakistan to China to improve this connectivity. And as a result, today, there is a connectivity revolution in Pakistan. While we constructed Multan to Sakhar motorway with CPEC help, the government of Pakistan constructed Lahore-Multan motorway and Karachi-Hyderabad motorway through its own resources. As a result, we have Karachi to Peshawar, almost complete motorway route that is the backbone of Pakistan's logistics. And very recently, Prime Minister has also performed groundbreaking of Sakhar and Hyderabad section of motorway that will complete this vision of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, which he started in 1991. Unfortunately, due to political instability in the country, this project that should have been completed in 2000, we are going to complete it in 2025. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, one lesson we have to learn from China. In order to ensure economic development, we must first ensure political stability, continuity of policies, and social solidarity. Because economic development does not take place in atmosphere of conflict, in atmosphere of polarization, and in conflicts of societies. It requires peace, it requires harmony, it requires dedication. Just as we have seen in CPEC, everyone thought that CPEC is an impossible mission, but people like you, heroes like you on ground made it possible. How did you make it possible? You worked with dedication, you worked hard, and you worked as a team. There was a team spirit between Pakistani and Chinese engineers, managers, and workers. They all gelled together as a team. They had a mission to complete the project in the stipulated time. And with that goal, they worked hard and with dedication, and they completed every project in time and some projects ahead of time. So if we can do this for these projects, why cannot we do this as a nation? Provided we have, again, sense of purpose. Our goal should be to work for common good of our people, for the good of our country. We should rise from our personal, small, narrow interests and work for the good of the country. I'm sure that there is no way that we cannot again make this impossible task that looks before us today, how to turn around the country from the present mess, make it so easy, just as we made CPEC project so easy, which looked very difficult at that time. I am also honored to see CPEC from inception. Of the 11 JCCs that have taken place, I have had the honor of chairing 8 out of 11 JCCs. So, through very close observation of the Chinese leadership, I can very confidently say that the purpose of CPAC is not to advance China's business interests. The purpose of CPAC is to help Pakistan, which is a close strategic partner, improve its economy, become a modern economy, and become an industrial economy. Every time we met Chinese leadership, they impressed upon us that you should take full advantage of this opportunity. We are helping you not to have any share of your market. We have much bigger markets elsewhere to do our business. We are engaging with you to bring your economy from agricultural structure into an industrial structure. We want you to do a structural reform of your economy and become a modern and an advanced economy. And that is why the real intent of CPAC was, after providing infrastructure, to engage in industrial cooperation. We identified 9 economic zones. Unfortunately, in last 4 years, none of the 4 economic zones could be completed. The world does not wait. The private sector, the business sector does not wait, because in today's world, everyone is chasing the global funds. It's Vietnam, it's Cambodia, it's Laos, it's Bangladesh, it's Ethiopia, it's every country. They are going after investors that you should come to our country. But if we will delay our projects, the investors will go away. In 2017-18, my own estimate was the kind of momentum that CPAC had built, that in next 5 to 7 years, we could see $30 to $40 billion of private investment in Pakistan in the special economic zones. But we abandoned that path. No one can be blamed except we have to blame ourselves. That there was a great opportunity before us and we moved away from that opportunity. But now, I think we are reviving that spirit. In the visit of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to Beijing, we were very honored that President Xi provided this distinction to Pakistan's Prime Minister to be the first head of government to greet him and to meet him after his election for the 3rd term. And it was a very good meeting in which both countries again expressed their resolve to build the momentum that CPAC deserves and expand cooperation in all other sectors which are still remaining to be developed. And also there was consensus to start ML1 project as early as possible, which is the backbone of Pakistan's railway, Karachi to Peshawar main line, as well as the KCR project, which is Karachi Circular Railway. It was agreed in the joint statement that both sides will speed up work on these important projects. Similarly, we have a historic long-term plan of CPAC, which was approved in 2017. And this long-term plan outlines all sectors of cooperation, including agriculture, science and technology, information technology, poverty alleviation, and all areas, urban development, where Pakistan can benefit from China. So I think this is an opportunity of the century for Pakistan. It is truly, when we used to say game changer, it literally means a game changer for Pakistan. And we hope that now we should be able to overcome the time that we have lost, and we will, inshallah, turn this CPAC into a successful project like before. I would here like to, before I finish, appreciate the role of all of the heroes of CPAC. It is men and women like you who make great success possible. Leaders at the top make decisions. They provide momentum or environment. But on ground, it is heroes like you who work day in and day out to make these projects successful. So you all deserve, and through you, thousands of workers who are spread all over the country, who are making these projects run or who were part of constructing these projects, they all deserve our compliments and great appreciation. And while we acknowledge you, we must acknowledge our Chinese friends and workers. You were all here living in your own homes and working for these projects. But the Chinese friends and brothers who have worked on CPAC projects, they were away from their families. They left their homes and they lived in Pakistan for many years to see these projects succeed, and they all deserve our great appreciation. They are the superheroes of CPAC. Without their sacrifice and without their contribution, it would not have been possible to see the success like this. CPAC has not only built roads, bridges, energy plants. CPAC has also transferred technology. CPAC has given us know-how. CPAC has helped us train hundreds of our engineers, thousands of our engineers and workers in modern project management and engineering techniques. And this know-how is a great asset for Pakistan. And now I think it is for us to use this capability to take Pakistan forward as a truly rising star of the world. Yes, today we look at the conditions. Unfortunately, they are not very bright because of the slump we had. Before this government took over, on 1st of April, Ministry of Finance had declared that they have no money to finance the last quarter of the development budget. So that was the condition from where we have started. In 2018, the development budget was about 1 trillion rupees. 4 years later, when I took over, it was reduced to 550 billion rupees. 4 years ago, every day I used to start with planning a new project. Today, I start my day trying to figure out which project we can slow down or which one we can close in order to save some funds. Now, this is not what Pakistan deserves. But is it what we are truly capable of? No. We are capable of doing a lot more. In 2013, we faced similar challenge with 16-18 hours of power shortages, with suicide bombers exploding every day, very deplorable law and order situation. But within 3 years, we turned around Pakistan. And in 2017, PricewaterhouseCoopers was projecting Pakistan to be in the top 20 economies by 2030 if it continued that journey. Unfortunately, that journey was broken in 2018. But we are determined to revive that journey. And I conclude in the words of President Xi when he addressed Parliament of Pakistan in 2015. He used a Chinese proverb, and I will use that proverb from his speech. He said that strong wind reveals the strength of grass, and genuine gold stands the test of fire. I think these are the moments where again we will show to the world what is the strength of Pakistani nation and what is the true glitter of Pakistan's gold. This fire will make us brighter and stronger, and we will, inshallah, fulfill the unfulfilled dream of CPAC with the same zeal with which we carried this journey from 2013 to 18. Pakistan, China, friendship, Zindabad.